hold you there until that red light flips. You get a red light camera. And I represent tractor trailers that have 53-foot trailers entering an intersection which can be slowed down by other traffic, and if they get stopped in that intersection, they get a red light. So it's not as simple as a truck speeding through the middle of an intersection. These things generate unintended consequences that I don't think this committee is interested in advancing. And now if I can just tick through some of our criticism of this bill charges owners and not drivers for hazardous moving violations. The driver is the one that commits the crime. The driver ought to be the one that pays the fine. Nailing owners who may or may not be driving the vehicle at that time creates an inequity that isn't fair. If the driver does it, the driver ought to be the one that gets the fine. That doesn't happen because the easiest way to locate this vehicle is to send it to the owner. I don't know how this deals with leased vehicles where people remote to Connecticut have no incentive whatsoever to worry about red light cameras because if they're leased vehicles, they can fly through. We have tractors and trailers that have different marker plates on them. And so if you're taking pictures of the backs of vehicles, you're going to get the trailer. The owner of the trailer may not even know that his trailer is being hauled by the owner of the tractor. So that's one problem. This bill, for the first time, would grant municipalities in this state the opportunity to dip their beak into the revenue stream of moving violations. We have never allowed municipalities to take a piece of that pie, and it is totally unwise, and we should never allow the agencies that issue the tickets to be the beneficiaries of the fines. This is like the old, the old marshals in Georgia that pulled over trucks, and that town was the beneficiary of the revenue from those tickets. So we should never let the towns into the flow of cash. There is some evidence that there are increased crashes. People have talked about that before. The rear end crashes more than T-bones. What often happens is as a vehicle comes through this intersection, a flash goes off, which illuminates their plate, but scares the driver, and they step on the brakes, and then boom, ba-doom, ba-doom, behind them. It happens apparently on a regular basis. This bill recreates a municipal court with prosecutors and with judges who don't have to have any legal training, who do not have to follow the rules of evidence, and who are appointed by the chief executive officer of the town, who's likely going to be the one that can claim the benefit from the additional revenue that these programs generate. This is not a one-town pilot project. This is any town that wants to in the state of Connecticut, as I read this bill, can apply to put 12 of these installations on intersections where the Department of Public Safety allows them to do it. And overnight we could wind up with these things all over the state. This is big-time revenue for the municipalities. I know of one case where one camera in 1 year generated $700,000 worth of revenue to a municipality. That kind of income is hard for a first selectman or a mayor to look away from. And I can tell you one thing, that the people who contributed that $700,000 to that municipality's budget are not very happy. And if you don't know already that the people of the state of Connecticut are angry and upset with government at every level, pass this bill and you will see how much frustration there is. Maine, Mississippi, and Montana last year banned red light cameras, and they joined Nevada, New Hampshire, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. light cameras were removed in Chillicothe and Heath, Ohio, and they were taken down in College Station, Texas. In Chicago, people demonstrated on street corners with signs opposing red light cameras. The Teamsters Union in this state opposes this. The state police union in this state opposes this. So if you believe that this is anything more than money, or you believe that this doesn't create a cumbersome municipal court, a new level of government and expense, and that it's not a potential violation of privacy, well, I don't know where these pictures go. Who keeps them? How long do they keep them? Can you get them in a subpoena? Can you take them to, can you find out in a civil proceeding where somebody was at a given time? What about a divorce court? Could a person ask under FOI for all the pictures of his wife going through a given intersection at any given time? And if you believe that this is going to cause citizens of this state additional burden at a difficult economic time, then go ahead and do this. If you think that a rolling right on red